Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you may be around this globe. I know I certainly am. This is such a powerful day, a powerful morning, to start off your day right, in the right direction. Is this so much that's been going on in this new year? But everything is, prosperous. You have to begin thinking of it that way. You have to begin seeing yourself this way, that everything is prosperous. Everything is going to be okay, that you're going to make it, that you're going to advance in writing your book and telling your story and getting your message out there to the public. It's such an awesome time. I just want to encourage you to see it. It's an awesome day. It's an awesome time. And, we've been talking about maximizing your potential. And that's very important to think about, to maximize your potential. Think about those things, those treasures, those gems that you have on the inside of you that can do just that. You begin to see yourself, as important, not looking at yourself as insignificant, but see yourself as important. And this is January, and many people are beginning to, set those resolutions and, have those goals and, the goal setting. So, and today is what, the fifth day of the month, and it's not too late for you to begin setting those goals. And even if you, didn't do those things at the end of last year or January 1st, you could still do those things today. You could still begin to set those goals. Be intentional and get your book out there, because your book is something that will not only change the trajectory of somebody else's life, but could also do great things in your life. And, with that being said, let me first introduce myself for those of you who may not know me. I'm Gertrude J. Chapman, your number one inspirational book coach. And I teach you just that, how to maximize your potential, how to get your book out there, saving you time and avoid you making those costly mistakes, to get through that overwhelm, cutting through the clutter. Because a lot of times people want to write their books, but they don't know exactly how to go about doing it. They don't know what it takes. And what happens, even if they do write a book, they have that book, first they sold a few copies, and then, that fire sizzle out. So now they have their books sitting in boxes in the corner in the garage, collecting dust and deteriorating. And, your message is very important. What's inside of you is very important. And that's something that we teach you to do right here, how to maximize your potential. And
Absolutely.
my co-host, Tiffany Rochelle, and let her tell you about herself.
Great morning, kind people. Great morning. It is a beautiful day to be in this neighborhood, and it's a beautiful day for me to be your neighbor. So I am Tiffany Rochelle. I am also known as the People's Cheerleader. I am a heart and a goal coach. I'm also an author and speaker. What I do is I help specialize in helping women to rid the toxins from their heart, and to get out all that nasty hate and begrudging feelings that we have on the inside of us, so that we'll be able just to go ahead and be effective individuals, that we are able to allow love to flow and let love to go before us. So that is basically the task that I have, because I definitely believe out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth speaks. So we want to make sure that we're speaking to individuals with a pure heart and not saying stuff to individuals that's going to hurt, because words hurt. And those words that you say to each other, they mean something. So rather it's something that's going to uplift us, or if it's something that's going to tear down, you're going to always remember certain words that individuals say to you. So you want to make sure that whatever is coming from here is going to be coming from a pure place. Also, we love for you to communicate with us. We love for you to chat with us. And if you will do so in the comments field. And also, if you hear anything within this broadcast that you absolutely enjoy and it was a blessing to you, please share this on your page. Share it with a friend, family member via text message, or give them a telephone call and let them know what you're watching. We would definitely greatly appreciate it. But I am definitely going to turn it back into the hands of our capable host, so we're able to turn our passion into profit.
Yes, turning our passion into profit. And that's so important, Tiffany, by turning that passion into profit. And there's so much, there's so much that an author doesn't realize how important they are, and how many treasures they have on the inside. I call them those jewels that they have on the inside of them. Good morning, Leona.
Hey,
Excuse me. Welcome to Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. They have so much inside of them. And it's a great responsibility to be that author, because, to look back and see, how much power that you truly have, and how you could change, a person's life with your message, with that message, how much value are authors that you have inside of you. And as today, we're going to talk about, the importance of genuine relationships. And that is so important, having those genuine relationships, especially if you're an author, especially if you call yourself an author. That's a must. You can't pass over that. That's a must. Tiffany, when we first met, it just came. People might think that we've been knowing each other for a long time, and it just came when you scheduled an appointment with me, and we started talking from there, from the appointment. And I said, well, Tiffany, guess what? I've been looking for a co-host for a while. What do you think about that? Genuine relationships, there's something inside of us that connects with someone of like spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. And those are things that we can't discount. Those are things that we always have to be in tune with, because both of us are authors. I'm a book coach. Tiffany's a life coach. And there's things inside. We have two different audiences, but when we come together, that connection, people have to begin to see, those connections that we have. It's not for our own benefit, but it's for the benefit of our audience.
Yeah,
our audiences. Okay, your audience and my audience. So the importance of genuine connections. Always, authors, be on the lookout for those that you could connect with.
Absolutely.
It's not about competition. Not about competition at all.
No.
Some people look at it as, oh, well, I can't connect with this person. I can't connect with that person because they're author, or they're this, or they're that. It's what I'm doing. No. You're missing it. You're missing it.
You missed it.
Because there's no two people that's alike.
No.
There's no two approaches that are alike. There's no competition, none whatsoever. And that's why you have to, a person has to see it. And good morning. I can't even pronounce your name, but it's coming from the YouTube side.
I'll check it out.
I'm not going to even
I'll tell you in a second.
it. But it's coming from the YouTube side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you for joining us this morning on Turning Your Passion into Profit Morning Show. There's no competition. There's a collaboration, that right relationship, that genuine relationship. And as you nurture that, and as you continue to walk on, you'll see it grow. You'll see it blossom. You'll see it flourish. And it'll begin to branch out in different areas. And, the people, the audience, they'll begin to gravitate toward that, and begin, receiving what they need to receive. And they'll begin building them up. As we build our foundation, they're their foundation will be built also. You know, it's so very important about those genuine relationships. So, do you have anything to add to that, Tiffany? About
No, I
yeah,
totally agree with you. We definitely, I'm sorry, I did try to go over there and look at that. I can't pronounce that either, but we're super grateful
yeah,
that you are here. Thank you so much for tuning in. No, I definitely agree with you. It You definitely need to make sure that you're in tune with certain connections, because there's certain people that you feel like I'm intimidated by that individual. Not even an intimidation. It's just like I feel like there might be a competition with that individual, and there's no reason for you to be. You never know what that individual will be imparting into you or what you're imparting into
yeah.
individual. So the unfortunate thing is
So
I think
true.
sometimes we neglect the relationships or the connections because you feel like there's going to be
Hmm.
you're going to be colliding and your audiences aren't going to be able to go with each other. But if you really realize the harmony that individuals have and how much of an asset you can be towards one another, then there will be no competition. There's not a competition, it's a collaboration. And so it's very
Collaboration.
imperative that you really pay attention to the individuals you come in contact with. Even when I'm reaching out to certain individuals, I'll introduce myself to you and tell you exactly how I'm not looking for a coach. I didn't say that I was trying to be your coach. I'm just introducing myself and telling you who I am. And so I'm not, if you have one, that is beautiful. For me, I'm just really connecting with individuals and I really want to know more about you. Who are you? What do you do? Because you never know. Maybe, we could connect. I have conferences and workshops that I do on a regular basis. Who knows? You may be that person that's going to impact
Mhm.
somebody's life. But sometimes we'll just shut stuff down and like, no, I'm not talking to that individual, not knowing that you are
Yeah.
the answer to somebody else. And it just could be because of our connection. So never minimize connections that you're building
Mhm.
with each other, and don't ever see it as there's nothing that I can benefit from that person. Maybe the benefit could be just a smile. It could be the encouragement for the day. You never know what it
That's
is, but
it.
just don't forsake connecting with individuals. I
Yeah.
agree with
And that's so true. Good morning, Charlene. Thank you for joining us today. And that is so important. Never neglect, connecting with people, or building those relationships, because you just never know. You never know. And that moves us into our first talking point: having the right attitude. Having that right attitude, and that's very important. Don't always have that attitude of what I could get, but what can I give? What can I contribute to this relationship? Always look to give. Don't hold back in giving. The more you give, the more it will be given back to you. Those relationships. Don't look at, what can I get from this person, you know, or hold back. I think, a lot of times we give more, Tiffany, a lot of times on these programs, we give more value than, I can't say that we anticipate. We just give value. We pour
I
out
think you're right
a
about
lot.
that though. Sometimes it's
Yeah,
like,
we give a
hold on,
lot.
almost feel like it's a session sometimes.
Yes, a session that we done given a session, and I hear back from it on the back end, thank you for this, thank you for that. But anyway, you gave me help here, but that's okay. That's okay. And that's something that you can never be afraid of. Have the right attitude. Don't think that you're giving so much, always give value. Always give value. What can I give instead of what can I get? Because sometimes it's one sided. People will hook up with you or build a relationship with you just to get, just to get. What can I get? And then they go on. They out of there when they think that they have gotten all that they need. But no, no, no. That's, on the back end, they have cut themselves short. You know, we cannot have that attitude. What can I get? What can I get? We have to have an attitude. What can I give? What can I contribute? What can I do to make somebody's life better? Even when we write in our book, authors, we write in our books, okay? What can I do to make my audience's life better? To give them those easy wins, to hold their hands, to walk them through, to open up their understanding. Whatever that might look like for you. That's the attitude that we should have. And that attitude not only with our authors, but I mean with our readers, but also with our connection. Because somewhere that's going to translate over. If you selfish in one area, you're going to be selfish in that other area. If you selfish in your relationships, let me break it down. You're going to be selfish in connecting with your readers. Okay, you can't divide that. You can't separate that. You have to have the right attitude. You can't have that selfish attitude where I'm just gonna milk this cow until I get what I want, without thinking about the other person. Always be a helper. Always give more than you get. Okay, just give. Don't even worry about how much you're giving. And Tiffany, that also helps our lives. Okay, when we're always giving, I'm gonna tell you, you never have to worry on the back end with your relationships, because the right people will come into your life. The right people will, when you plant those seeds out there, the right people will come into your life. You never have to worry about that, or the right information. It'll come and you wonder, oh Lord, thank you for giving me. I didn't expect you to give me that information. Why? Why did it come that way? Because you were a giver. And it may not have been with the same information. It may be something different. But because you gave to help somebody else, it came back to you in another way to help you. So always have the right attitude. So very important.
Absolutely. You always want to be around someone who has a good attitude anyway. Because rather your attitude is good, matter your attitude is sad, bad, happy, you're mad, you want to be around an individual with a pleasant attitude. And I want to greet you with a pleasant attitude. I really want to be able to come to you, because we all need each other. We should be helpers one to another. And so, yeah, I definitely believe wholeheartedly in being a giver. I'm definitely one of the individuals that's a giver. But then it's a balance to it, because you don't want to give out too much, because sometimes you need people to give unto you as well. Pouring out too much can be overwhelming after a little while. However, you always want to give. And the catch is, just because you're giving to one individual, if I give you something, you may not be that person that's going to give back into me. So I love what you were saying in regards to that. It's just giving out to people, but being mindful. Just because I gave it to you don't mean you're going to come to me. You're going to give to me as well. If I give you a book, you may not give me a book in return. You may not give me anything at all, but it's still going to come back to me. It may come in a different form or from a different source. But don't get mad or have a different type of attitude if that person that you gave to doesn't give back to you. You just have to have balance and understand the perspective of where you're receiving from. But definitely be giving, and definitely be a servant, and having that right attitude definitely matters, because you never want to have a person being happy to see you, happy twice when they see you. I'm happy you came because I like being around you, but I'm so glad you're gone because you're either a sapsucker or you're one of those individuals that you're just talking too much or you're doing too much. I don't want people to be happy twice when they're around me. I just be happy, or I would prefer for you to be like, really, it's time for you to go now? Oh man, it was just getting good, versus, all right, see you later. All right, the door's over there. So always having a pleasant attitude and having the right attitude is definitely going to help you, especially by us being authors. You having the right attitude is going to cause people to want to be able to buy your books, or even want to be a part of your community and want to be a part of your team, because you have a pleasant attitude. No one really wants to be around someone who is a unpleasant individual to be around. So definitely it matters.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
true.
Go for it.
Leona say people are always looking to just get something easily and missing out on some great blessing. Always looking to get, but you got to give. It's not just about getting, it's also about, giving. And, with the right attitude, with the right attitude. You know,
Absolutely.
it was always said our attitude affects our altitude.
Sure.
You have to have the right attitude,
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
attitude will get you somewhere. The right attitude,
Mhm. It will.
the right
Absolutely.
attitude,
And
you know,
I love her
and
point
even,
because go ahead.
hmm no, go
Even
ahead.
who?
What you say?
I was like, I appreciate her point that she made in regards to that, because when you are giving, just you're not always wanting just to receive. Because if I'm giving to you with my hand, I'm giving so you can receive it, but then I'm not
Yeah,
keeping anything inside, and I'm not keeping everything to me. So I have the hand out for me to give to you, and I still have my hand still being able to receive. So freely I give, freely I'm receiving as well. So
yes,
mhm,
yes, yes. And even as we write our books, we have to do that too.
mhm.
Because that's what happened. People would withhold information. You understand? And that's something that they have to discipline themselves, have the right attitude, because that'll translate in their message. And the very thing that they should be sharing, that's something that will change somebody's life. They will withhold it, saying, oh no, I can't tell them this, I can't give them this, I can't share that with them. And that is a limited mindset when you think about it. Okay, that's a limited mindset, thinking that, well, I can't share this with somebody, or because I don't want to give them all this information. You understand? They're thinking that they shouldn't give this person all this information, because they're seeing themselves as a devaluing situation. Okay, devaluing. And what did I tell you before when we were talking about this, Tiffany? The well never runs dry. They're not seeing their value, so they're holding on to something tightly, just like you said, holding on to something and not allowing it to flow. Anything you hold on to is not going to flow. And the same thing with these relationships, what we're talking about. Okay, and always looking to get something and not give. When people hold on to things tightly, nothing flows. Nothing flows. They're cutting off their flow. You have to give. You have to give. And a lot of times, we give more than we think we're giving, but that's okay. Because what's inside of us, it will never run dry. I mean, we never run out of things. We never run out.
Mm-mm. Well, that's how
You
you
think
reach.
you, huh?
That's how we reach our audience. This is
Yeah,
what you get when you reach, and it's still, like you said, you're never running out. You still have so much more to pour into individuals,
yeah,
but you get a taste of this is what it's like. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not holding
It's like, it's what it's like, But attitude is everything. Attitude is everything, and yes, it is. It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. And here's another one that we could move into. Appreciation. And what did I put for that? How can appreciate, compliment people? Okay, relationships, compliment people. Be specific, compliment them. Okay, compliment your relationships. There's something that you like about the person. Just tell them, oh, well, Tiffany, I like the way that you do this. I like the way that you do that. Compliment them. When it brings me back to the point, when I first met you, and I think it was, I was doing this catalog, you remember? And I was sharing it with you,
it. I
getting all
remember
the
the catalog.
people together and everything. But this
Mhm.
is how you were. This is what you said.
Mhm.
How can I help you? Is
Uh-huh.
anything I could do to help you?
Right, right.
And I mean, that was that was key right there. How can I help you? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
being, and I appreciated that. You have to show appreciate, and I told you that.
You
I
did.
appreciate that you
Yeah,
reaching out and saying, how can I help you? And
yeah.
then you sharing it, and then you doing certain things,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
you added some value to put
Yeah,
in there to make the project better. You know,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
always have to appreciate our relationships with people,
Sure. Sure.
you know, and especially as authors, have to appreciate those relationships. If you're
Mhm.
talking about, you know, getting your book out there, your book is just not going to get out there, and it's not going to make that big impact. And we're not talking about being small. We're not talking about playing in a small field. We're talking about selling millions of copies. Okay. So if you don't have that in your mindset right now, this is what we talk about on this show: turning your passion into profit, selling millions of copies of your books. Okay, and without the right connections, you know, you won't be able to sell those million copies of your books. You won't. You know, we need each other. We are relationships. We need relationship minded. We need each other. We can't operate by ourselves. You know, a lot of times people think, well, I could do it all by myself. I don't
Mm-mm.
need anybody's help.
Mm-mm.
But it's about those relationships. It's about those
Mhm.
collaborations. It's about
Mhm.
those things that's going to move that book.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. We all need each other, and we need
Mm-hmm.
somebody in some, because there's certain fields that you specialize in that, you know, I may not specialize in. You have connections to certain people that I don't have connections to,
Yeah.
but because I'm connected to you, your connections help me. Because I'm connected to certain individuals and you're connected to me, I'm able to reach certain individuals,
Yeah.
and we all benefit from it because we all have different specialties. If I'm sitting here, if I may own a store, if you're a book, you're a writer and you're an author, I own a bookstore. You need me and I need you because I
Mm-hmm.
need your books in my store to help push some
Mm-hmm.
product, and you need some place to sell your stuff. So we work together. There's always a need for something and someone. We never want to feel like we're an island all by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Each one needs somebody. Even with relationships, some people like to have a companion. Some people are like, no, I enjoy this single life and I don't want to be. I applaud you if you like being single. Congratulations for you. But we all have this need, so to speak, of someone, whether it's relational or if our relationship is beneficial for products that we use or whatever the case is. We all need somebody, and we all love some type of appreciation. We all like to
Yeah.
I know, at least that's one of my love languages. I like for you to talk to me. I like for you to tell me like little good stuff, or like, hey, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just showing that I appreciate you. If I made you some dinner, you know what? I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind words really go a long way for me. You don't have to give me gifts, you know, you don't have to do all the extra stuff or whatever, but you just talking to me and just letting me know, you know, I really appreciate you sending me a text message today and just checking on me, seeing how I was doing. I really, you know what, you sent me a gift card or whatever the case may be. You just came to my house and we just sat. We didn't talk. We just watched TV. That meant a lot. Lots of people like to be appreciated. And sometimes, like, you're going through stuff in life, just to hear kind words or a simple gesture, I'm thinking about you, goes a long way. We never know what's going on in somebody's life, because there's a lot of times that we'll hold all this hostage because we don't really want to share how we're feeling. So just you checking on me means the world to me. You just telling me, hey, I've read some of the reviews that I've been getting as of lately, and I promise you the last few days I have been I turned into a whole girl. I just been like super emotional because it's just the overwhelming love and
Yeah.
appreciation to hear it. It just feels great, and it causes you to want to be better. For me to be the
Yeah.
people's cheerleader, for somebody to cheerlead me, it feels great, and
Mm-hmm.
it keeps me wanting to do a better thing or to keep doing what I'm doing now. We all
It's
love
true.
appreciation. So
Yeah.
anytime you get a chance to recognize somebody, it doesn't take anything away from you. I wear it on here. Be kind. And it's okay. Give somebody their flowers while they can smell them and they can appreciate them. Don't wait till they transition from the life and they're no longer able to hear it. You never know what word your words are going to motivate an
That's true.
individual. So
That's true.
share that. I appreciate.
Always appreciate. And good morning, owner from the YouTube side. Good morning,
Hey,
Jean. Good morning. Thank y'all for joining us this morning. Yeah, appreciation is very important. You know, we have to show each other that we appreciate them. Show your connections, your collaborators. your collaboration connections, that you appreciate them. No one likes to be taken for granted. And, sometimes it'll feel like, people are taking you for granted, or whatever. So show appreciation. That's the least that you could do. Show appreciation. Let somebody know that you care, and sometimes people have down days, Tiffany. Sometimes things go on in their lives and they need that bit of appreciation, because you don't know the stress that somebody may be going through, or what may be occurring in their lives. And when you just, utter those things, I thank you, for this. I thank you for that. I appreciate you, doing this. I appreciate that message. I appreciate that strategy or that tidbit you shared with me. It does a lot. That's why we ask our audience, you out there in the viewing audience, we asking you now to, just show your appreciation. Show your appreciation by telling us the value, how what we have brought to you has changed the trajectory of your life, or what value that you're receiving. We love to hear those things. We love to hear you winning. We love to hear you succeeding. We love to hear, how things have changed in your life. So don't forget to drop those comments down there in the comment feed and let us know, what you have heard on these broadcasts, how they have changed your life, how they have changed your thinking, how have you gotten that aha moment, how your understanding has been enlightened, whatever that looks like for you. Drop it in the comments, because this is an interactive show. You could ask questions on this show. We answer questions in real time, because why? We are authentic in what we do. We don't have to go back and say, oh, wait a moment, I don't know an answer to that question. We answer it in real time. So feel free to drop your comments right there in the field. And Leona says, she shows appreciation. It doesn't cost you anything. It comes from the heart and not your pocketbook. And that is so true. Yeah. It's the heart that matters. Yes, it does. It's the heart that matters. It says a lot. Tiffany Rochelle, yes, your appreciation is needed. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Very much. Very much.
We always love hearing from you guys. And we definitely, that heart thing matters for real, because I kid you not, life flows from your heart. And so if you're telling me certain things and you're talking to me, and that here we go again with making sure we have that right heart. When you're talking to me and you're sharing certain things, I'm able to feel that, regardless to if I hear those the actual words from you, I can feel what you're saying via reading what you're saying that's there. So you sharing how you feel coming from your heart. For me, this is just me. As for Tiffany, if I feel what you're saying, it's easy for you to get into my pocketbook. It's not hard. If you're selling a particular product and I'm enjoying listening to what you're saying, or I see the value in the product, I'll definitely give to you. I'll say in a minute, if I go into a store and the customer service isn't right, there is a particular store that I absolutely love, and they are not sponsoring me, so I'm not going to tell about them. But there is a particular store that I absolutely love going into. But if I go in and their customer service reps aren't greeting me, yes, when I walk in, it's going to be like I am the queen. And it's like, oh, as soon as I walk in, you need to greet me. You ain't got to say me by name. But when I walk in, hey, thank you for coming, or hello, welcome to whatever. I like hearing that. So the minute that I hear that, or if I hear it to the first person that came in before me and I hear it from the person behind, I promise you, I am she. How come you didn't say it to me? I promise you, I really will. I didn't understand. You're going to speak to everybody else, but you can't speak to me. What's going on? But you want my money. You got all these sale items around here, or you got items that I want to purchase. But how you talk to me, how you greet me, that matters. So I'm willing to give to you, but how you talk, that works. And I'm willing to give even more, especially if I know you appreciate it. So it just matters. I'm buying all your books if I like you. If I have to go get a loan from the bank just to go buy some books, I'm going to do it. kind of how it is when you like a person sometimes.
A loan from the bank, Tiffany. Okay.
I mean, I'm just that's what I'm
It's true. It's true.
depending on what if
It's
like
true.
particular cars. I like BMWs. So if I want to get me another BMW, yeah, for that I might need a loan from the bank. Yeah, I need a little financing. But I like their product. What they produce,
Mm-hmm.
it's something super beautiful. So for
Mm-hmm.
that particular thing, and if that associate that when I go out to that car dealership and if that rep is you're doing something for me, you know what? All right, let's sit down. Let's talk numbers. Let's see what we can make happen. So either I have my bank or find me a bank. Let's go ahead and get this taken care of. But that customer service rep means the world.
Customer
That's going to be
service.
the breaking
Mm-hmm.
person to see if I'm going to go ahead and go or if I'm not. I might even be window shopping. But if they're the way that they present themselves, if they do a good job, I might be like, you know what, forget window shopping. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's make this happen.
Let's make it happen. And
Yeah.
that's it. Let's make it happen. And that brings us right here. We trying to help you all audience to make it happen. Make it happen. Connection is evident. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And when we're talking about, Tiffany as an author, me as a book coach, we're trying to push you to maximize your potential. We are trying to stretch you. We're trying to remind you not to forget what's inside of you. Pull out those gems. Pull out those things that you have forgotten about, you know, to maximize your potential. The connection is evident. You can see this is realness here. There's nothing to hide, okay? People can see it's evident, okay? It's evident. Sometimes people's connections, Tiffany, is not evident. People can they be saying, well, but you could see it. Like we said, you got to be authentic. You can't fake it. The connection is real. Like I said, you may think I've been knowing Tiffany a long time. What is it, about maybe a month or two? A month or two
To that
that we've
degree,
been
this is
doing
when
this?
no, well, we've been doing it now since for sure. I came in December, but I think we connected with each other like the
In
end of
November.
November. And yeah.
In November. So you see,
Mhm.
this is how your relationship's supposed to be, okay? Your relationships, when you get that connection, okay? There's something inside of you. When we're talking about the importance of genuine connections, there's something inside of you that there's a connection there. And then you talk to the person, ask the person, you begin to, connect on that level. After you get that inner connection, then you begin to talk about it. You begin to, connect together. You begin to build that audience base. You begin to provide that value because it's not about us. It's all about our audience. It's not about us at all. It's all about you, audience. It's all about you maximizing your potential to get you to a place where you believe in yourself, where you believe in, what you have is of value, where you believe that, your book can be that best-selling book, where you don't have books sitting in a corner, in boxes, in a garage, collecting dust and deteriorating. That connection has to be evident. There should be no guessing about it, no guessing whatsoever. That's talking about genuine relationships. That's talking about relationship that is, what can I give? What can I do to make your life better? I'm talking about with your collaboration partners. What can I do to make your life better, Tiffany? What can I do to make your life better, Susan? What can I do to make your life better, Pat? What can I do? You know, you're always looking for ways that you can help somebody without thinking about what you can get.
Right,
That
right.
connection's
Matters.
got to be evident. People
That
will be
matters.
able to see it. And
Hmm.
when they're able to see it, now you remember we talking about energy. It does something to them because these are things you can't fake. These are things you can't fake because everybody can see it. There's a certain energy that it carries with it. Okay? Because a lot of times we on this platform and I give you an outline what we're going to talk about. We talk about that, but a lot of times we getting pulled because people have questions, even if they don't put them in the comments. Okay, they have questions, and sometimes we find ourselves going into deep dives to answer these questions, to bring a revelation to them, to enlighten their understanding, because on the other side, we are pulled. Okay, this is a pulling thing, and I feel it. I can't talk for Tiffany. I feel myself being pulled, and sometime after I get off these live streams, girl, I'm tired. I am tired.
It's exhausted. Your virtue done left you.
I am tired because there's a pull there, but it comes from this connection. That's why you have to have genuine connections. Okay, because I'm gonna tell you. This is not, as I say, play. This stuff is real.
Sure.
This stuff is real.
It definitely
we have people that what we said, 63,000 Google searches every second of every day. 63,000, okay? That's a lot of Google searches. Of people looking for information.
Trying to connect to something. Trying to
connect to something.
Yeah, absolutely. It always
and we have connecting with relationships to, take what we have and combine what we have to bring a value and help our audience see those benefits, so they could have easy wins, or overcome whatever they may be going through, or building their knowledge, right? Of something that they don't know. It takes a lot.
It does.
I'm gonna tell your audience, it takes a lot. This is not play.
It's not.
It's not play because I told you, Tiffany, even with all this construction that's going on, with all this banging on my roof, okay, with all this stuff going on, Monday I was tired.
Yeah.
Okay, did. I laid in my bed. I look in a deep sleep. In a deep sleep. Okay, because it takes a lot out of us. Okay, author, it takes a lot out of you when you're writing your book, your message. Okay, and that's why it's important to collaborate with other people. Have your collaborations and have those genuine relationships, because you're gonna need it. You can't do this work by yourself. You can't do it by yourself because it takes a lot out of you.
It do. And it's really going to take a lot out of you, especially if you're connected to the wrong individual. Because if you're not connected to that sucks a lot of energy out of you. You connect one of your devices to something. If you ever read any of your devices that you have, whether it's your laptop, it's your phone, your ring light, whatever it is that you happen to have, it'll normally come with a particular cord, and it says for you to only use that particular cord, because if you use the wattage that's too strong or not strong enough, you're not going to be able to use it to its effectiveness. If my laptop charger isn't strong enough, my laptop's not going to charge. If I don't have a connector to charge my iPhone properly, it's not going to get its proper charge. So you having the right connections matter. It can either energize you and it can charge you, or it can drain you. So you got to be careful of who you're connected to. And also in the process of you connecting with individuals, it's just like when me and you connected. I want to know, how can I help you? What is it? Because how I normally help may not be what you need. So for me, I always want to make sure I ask you, hey, what is it that you need? How can I help you? Because in the process of me helping you help you, it's going to help me also. So it's like, because I'm able to talk to you in a specific way, that's how you need it. If I talk real rough and harsh, like, what do you want? What's going on? For some people that works, but that doesn't work for everybody. So knowing who you're connected with and how to connect with them is going to help you and that individual you're connected with, because you're able to benefit from one another, because you're able to properly connect. I know what I fit into. So knowing who you're connected to and how to connect is good.
Yeah, your right connections, and your right connection, and that goes back to having the right attitude. Okay, that goes back to, what can I give? Good morning. I think Christine. Good morning. How you doing today? Thank you for joining us. I want to go back to that. Having that right attitude that makes a difference because what you give, what can I do? Okay, what can I give? When you approach it that way, and you giving more than you're taking. Okay, because some people all they want to do, they want to take. Okay, they'll give so much, but then basically their attitude is they're takers, they're not really givers. Okay, they'll do just so much to get by. Well, those are the type of people that will attract, like you say, those bad connections in their lives. But when you have the right attitude, you understand? Of course, those bad connections will come, but you'll recognize them before they get, like I said, in your core. Okay, you got to protect your core. Authors, you got to protect your core. Okay, because everything flows from your core. Your writing flows from your core. Okay, everything flows from your core, and you'll attract who you are. You'll attract just who you are, just the type of mindset you have is who you'll attract in your life when we talk about right attitude. So if you're sloppy with your attitude, if you're a taker with your attitude, if you are a swindler with your attitude, guess who you'll attract? Okay, I don't have that problem. Okay, you don't have that problem because there's certain people I attract that enhance me because I'm always trying to enhance somebody else. Right? That's what we do, Tiffany. We always trying to enhance somebody else. So that's the people we'll attract in our lives. I know I don't have those wrong relationships. If I notice something's wrong and something's going haywire, cut, snip, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. You remember what I told you over the Christmas holidays? Is it? You remember the piece of paper? Well, that's something I do quarterly, okay? And I've been doing that for years.
I swear you're cut off, Gabe. I promise you.
I do it. My husband used to tell me I was hard, but no, I'm not. I have to protect my core. I know what energy flows from me. Yeah. I know the people that I serve. I can't have extra weight hanging on me. Things that don't serve the purpose of me serving my audience or serving whoever that is. Okay, I can't have that because that will drag you down. Take your piece of paper, draw that big circle in the middle, put your goals in the middle, around the perimeter, write everything that you're doing, everything you're involved in. If it's not pointing toward that goal, if it's not going to enhance that goal, get rid of it. No ifs, ands, and buts. Gone. No hesitation. Gone. Yeah, I still love them, but honey, I can't be with you. I just can't. And the older we get, the more we realize some things just have to go. Some things don't make any sense because, Tiffany, it will wear you out. The right connections,
that is not the wear out I need. Huh? I said, and that's not the wear out I need. So no, I ain't letting nobody wear me out like that. No, no, that cut off.
Cut off. Don't be afraid to cut off. Don't be afraid to cut off. Not at all. And this brings us to contributions. Contribution, adding value, enhancing each other's audience, enhancing, having that clarity. Okay, that's another reason why you cut off things, because you have to have clarity to add value. Okay, there's a lot of things. You have to allow things to flow from your core. You can't have anything stopping the flow that's coming from your core. It has to continuously flow. Why is the Dead Sea called the Dead Sea? Because everything is stuck right there. Okay, but you have to have a constant flow. You have to have a renewal of mind. You have to have a constant, flow of everything, because otherwise it'll get stagnant. It'll get stuck. It won't flow. That's why I tell authors, you got to read. You got to read. You got to change your mindset. It can't all be about in your mindset, how you think about things. You have to have other perspectives. You have to, be able to receive things. You have to be able to enlighten your understanding. You just can't keep it all with, this is the way I've been doing it. This is the way that my mama been doing it. This is the way that I've always been. No, you got to change some things. If things is not fitting in that situation, you got to change them. What's wrong with changing things? What's wrong with enhancing the audience?
It's wrong.
Okay?
Nothing's wrong with it. Change is good.
Change
is necessary.
We are leaders out here. We are leaders. We're leading people. We have a great responsibility of changing people's lives. And this is something that, I don't take lightly. Changing people's lives with a message that's going to not only affect their lives, but their families' lives, but generations. That's a great responsibility. So I can't have my mind all cluttered. Number one, what we say, it can't come from the mind. You got to write from the core. You can't write from here. You got to write from there. Mm-hmm. Okay? And when we talk about the core, the heart, okay? Mm-hmm. Got to protect your heart with all diligence. Because out of your heart flows what? The issues of life. Right. Okay? Mm-hmm. Out of your heart. Because the mind changes in any moment. It's emotional. It's emotional. It changes with the wind. Mm-hmm. But in the heart, this is where you write from. You write from your heart. So you have to add value. We have to enhance one another, one another's audience.
Definitely have to.
That's where it counts.
It is where it counts. And you always want to be constantly adding value to any and everything that you do. You never want to be a liability. You always want to be an asset to somebody. So anytime I am around anyone, I always want to make sure that I'm enhancing you in some type of way. I never want you to ever have any ill feelings. Don't get it wrong. I don't please everybody. I'm an acquired taste. I can't please every single individual. But whenever we come in contact with anybody, I try to do my utmost best to make sure that I am doing a healthy contribution to individuals, because we definitely need to pour out to individuals. And I'm gonna definitely ride with you on that. There's like virtue that flows from us because we're talking from a genuine place, because what we're talking to you about, we want you to become better individuals. This isn't just something that we read in somebody's book and we were like, oh, that sounds good, so we're going to tell you what they wrote and we're going to say something and just go on our day. No, this is real life stuff that comes from us. So we have value that's in us that we want to go ahead and take from us to make sure that we pour into you to add value into your life, because you already are a valuable individual. Sometimes you just have the cover over top of you and you just really don't realize it. So maybe that we have to go do some digging to expose the value that's already in you. So what we have from us, we need to make our contribution to make sure that we are adding to you. We never want to take away. We want to add value to you. Yeah. That's our contribution to you.
And that's so true, adding value, because that makes a big difference. That makes a big difference with our audience. And I know we're going to come this way. As mentioned to me yesterday, sometimes y'all run over. Okay, we're gonna close out so we can go over to the coaches going. But here's the final one: add curiosity. Okay, add curiosity. This is the question: what can I do to cause the audience to take action? Always add curiosity. That's what you say. That's what you say to yourself. You ask yourself this question: what can I do to cause my audience to take action? As we collaborate, what can we do to cause our audience to take action? Because we want our audience to take action. We want them, we give them actionable steps, things that they could do right now to have an easy win. They don't have to wait for it, weeks down the line. They could go do it right now and have an easy win. So that's what you should think about, authors. What can I do to cause my audience or to cause our audience, because we're talking about collaboration, to take action. Because we got to move our audience in a certain way. You understand? And we want to cause them to take action. We don't want them just sitting there complacent, just sitting there, just waiting. Because that's what happens a lot of times. People just sit there. They'll just sit there and wait. They think it's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. But, what can you do to cause your audience right now to take action? And we want you to take action, audience. We want you to take action. So whatever that you have heard on this broadcast that has caused the aha moment, we want you to go put that into practice. Go do it. Don't just sit there. Do like Nike say, just do it. Okay. What is there to think about? Just do it. Okay. Just do it. You have, a lot of times people think they're going to get different results from just sitting there. But it's not going to change. You have to take action.
You definitely got to put some movement on your feet. You got to put them hands in actions, because you're not going to get anything from sitting here. You just listening to stuff, but what you're going to do, you got to apply the words that you hear. So you got to make it do. Faith without works is dead. So you got to make whatever you hear, you got to put it in action. You can't just let it just sit inside of you in action. I ain't gonna comment too much more, because I know me, I'll go ahead and stick in there, but we got a meeting. So I ain't gonna say too much more. That's my contribution to that. Put a pin in that.
Yeah, and so hit Tiffany and I up. Our information is scrolling on the bottom. With anything that you want to know, schedule an appointment with us, and we'll be there, to answer your questions, to point you in the right direction. But I mean, this has been an amazing, show talking about the importance of genuine relationship. Be that true collaborator. Okay. Have that question. What can I do?
What?
Or what can I give? Okay. What can I give to make this relationship better? Because we're talking about audience. We're talking about people who are asking questions, people who are confused, people who have lost hope, people that need a change. Okay. People that need a change. I'm going to go back to it. 63,000 Google searches every second of every day of people looking for information that you could put in a condensed format, because people are living busy lives. They're living busy lives, okay? And they don't have time to search for that. So they're looking for you, author. They're looking for you. So build that genuine relationship that's going to be evident, because it's very important to connect up with somebody. And then again, let me drop it here, Tiffany, before we go over to the coaches going, how can two walk together unless they agree? I know that's a mic drop. Throw the towel, whatever you want to do. That's it. Well, we see y'all over on the Coach's Corner from Tiffany and I. Remember, this is your time. This is your season. This is your turning point. So have a great rest of your day.
Grace and peace, y'all.